Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is PNG Media News back at you with another edition of the Concrete and Steel Chronicles. Today, we're in for a real treat. I got Brother Walk. Brother Walk, he gonna talk to you all about growing up in Miami, the Zoe Pound, the federal system. So you're in for a real good interview. So stay tuned. So what's up, bruh? Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, man? My name Walt, man. I'm out here from out of Miami. Cass City is where I was growing up at. Families are Haitian, mom and dad. And I mean, just living, I mean, I'm out here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so you mentioned that you grew up in Miami. Did you grow up in Little Haiti?
Nah, I grew up in Cass City.
Okay, now where is that at in Miami in relation to Little Haiti?
I mean, Little Haiti is more of North Miami. You're gonna relate to Little Haiti like North Miami, on like the east part of Miami, and not too far, but like it was maybe like 15, 20 minutes away from towards the city, towards Liberty City. That's where you will be closer to Little Haiti at. But Carol City is coming further north.
Okay.
It's like Opelika, Carol City, and
okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of Opelika. So that was a pretty rough area then.
Oh yeah. Back in the day, them areas there was it wasn't nothing to play with. It was nothing to play with. It wasn't any average Joe couldn't just walk through the neighborhood and just feel like everything was gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna approach you, what you're doing around here, and if you got something valuable, it might get took.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: like, now, what years were you growing up? Were you like the mid '90s, late '90s?
No, late '80s, late '80s, mid '90s, right before Hurricane Andrew.
Okay.
Right before Hurricane Andrew, but right before Hurricane Andrew, because I was already out the house. So right before Hurricane Andrew, because I had a homeboy that went to prison around Andrew time, and he's still in there now to this date.
Okay.
And so yeah, like late Hurricane Andrew was like 93, 94. So I give it like mid 80s, late 90s. I mean mid 80s, late 80s. That's when I was just doing what I was doing,
Okay. Now during that time, national gangs hadn't really migrated, like Crips, Bloods, Disciples, Vice Lords. They hadn't really migrated to Miami back then.
Nah. We was more just cliques. Everybody's had a clique. Every set has had a little clique, but it wasn't no gang, and you had to wear that color stuff, and everybody was doing. Nah, it wasn't. That wasn't. We ain't get down like that. We was different. Yeah, different. We were cut different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, all right. So the city you grew up in, or the neighborhood you grew in, were y'all like rivals with other neighborhoods? Oh, tell me, break down that street dynamic down to me.
I mean, okay, well, Carol City was more, you was more of like, you lived in houses, The city was like more projects and apartments. Carol City had apartments too, but which was the Matchbox. But Carol City was more of it was more in the living area, the living the living the way they live in Carol City. The kids was more in houses, man. You wasn't it wasn't no project. Everything wasn't close quarters. Put it that way. It wasn't close quarters. You wasn't seeing whole bunch of kids out in a little small little neighborhood, and it just out there. Carol City was just houses, blocks, and it was few apartments, but it was like, I'm not gonna say the suburb, but it was like the hood suburb, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, as far as Cass City. But it wasn't like Liberty City. Liberty City was different, Carol City was, put it this way, Carol City was a little bit slower.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. So what was it like growing up Haitian during that era?
Oh man, I mean, if you were Haitian, you had it bad, because everybody felt like, I mean, once they started the coming off the boats, Haitian got AIDS, so everybody took that and just ran with that. And so if you was Haitian, you was gonna get picked on. You was gonna get picked on regardless. So a lot of Haitian that wasn't really thorough always try to, okay, I'm not Haitian, I'm Jamaican, or I'm Bahamian. But a lot of Haitian never want to claim their nationality because they felt like they were gonna get picked on, and which we all did. To be a Haitian, you were gonna get picked on regardless. Just the way our parents you used to dress, you know what I'm saying? So Haitian wasn't popular. Definitely wasn't popular in them days there.
Right. Now, how did you process that? Because it's like you black, I'm African American, Jamaicans are black, but they singling y'all out. Like, how did you process that? Was that like crazy to you?
Yeah, it was because of you. I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, yeah, I'm like, man, this person here black, this person here black, but like, man, what's the difference? Why you making me feel like you better than me? And you and by the thing that you're saying, like, why am I the joke? You know what I mean? So it just made you. It just made certain individuals. You just clinged on. You clinged on to whoever was down with you. You just stayed solid with that person. And just everybody else, you just really ain't really vibe with nobody else. Cause like they fell in that group of people. Cause that's one thing. With me, I ain't never forget, So it's like, oh yeah, I remember how you used to feel about Haitians and how you used to feel about Haitians. So it's like as I'm growing up, I'm seeing the people that's like, yeah, you wasn't really down with us, with Haitian back in the days, even though we were shorties, but it's like you wasn't really down with Haitians. But now once Haitians started like getting some type of some motion. Now everybody wants to be cool and down with them, but and back in the day, it's like you just isolated yourself and you just clinged on to whoever was down with you. That's who I'm gonna be down with, and this how Haitian always got down. Because for the most part, Haitian people, we loyal. You know what I mean? We genuine. So it's like it was hard to process. Like, man, why you feel this way? But as I got older, it's like, well, it wasn't their fault. Everybody kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as we older now, it's like that ain't the case. Now, if people right now talking like that, then it's definitely better than their blood to be a hateful person, to be black, and you still talking down on Haitian. It's like some of the individuals that I did run into. It's like it just ran with whatever the narrative was concerning Haitians, because it wasn't nothing. And another thing, right? It wasn't really. Haitian wasn't popular because Haitian didn't have embargo. So in Haiti, people wasn't visiting Haiti and it wasn't promoting Haiti like they were promoting Jamaica. Look at the islands. You could go visit Jamaica. You can go visit Bahamas because of the water. So they wasn't promoting Haiti like that. So people always felt like, you go on a boat on a cruise and they'll let you off in a certain spot in Haiti. You're looking at that area, but it wasn't something that tourists would always knew that, yeah, we're going to promote visiting Haiti. That was never done back in the days. It was always go visit Jamaica, go visit Bahamas. It was never go visit Haiti, go see how Haiti is. So by that's happening, people just like, okay, the only thing that they can attach to Haiti was, oh yeah, they coming off the boat with they got AIDS and they be on the banana boats and they dirty,
Right.
And that's how people. I mean, that's how that was the stigma of Haitians, And it's like you had to process it some way, somehow. You had to process it because that's what it was.
Right. Now, I've heard of Parkway Middle School. Did you go there?
Yeah, I went to Parkway.
Now, I heard
Parkway
that
was,
was a pretty rough school. Tell me about that.
yeah, Parkway. I mean, yeah, Parkway was wild. Parkway had, it wasn't predominantly Haitian. Because like I said, Carol City just had Haitians there, but Carol City in general was like there's a lot of Black Americans, and you'll see a lot of Jamaicans. But as far as Parkway, yeah, it was like more of a Black American school, and Haitians went there, Jamaicans went there. you've seen a few Spanish, but predominantly Black Americans, Haitians, and Jamaicans. I mean, it was just a handful of Haitians that actually went there, but it was definitely a wild school. There was a lot of little cliques there.
All right. So now, was that where you get your entry into the street life? Like, how did you get on that path to that road you took?
Nah, it was from it was just certain homies that I used to hang with, and just we just were just wilding like that. So it wasn't like going to school, because the thing about it, I didn't last in the middle school too long.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I mean, I got kicked out, so even though school was wild, right? But it wasn't like shootouts, police visiting school, or late breaking news, somebody got stabbed up in the school. School was young. Parkway went up to eighth grade, so it was a wild school. Another person from another school couldn't just come and just come to our school and say, "Okay, I'm from Lake Stevens, and I'm coming there and to see some of the Parkway girls." That wasn't happening. So, so the neighborhood, the neighborhood cliques will be going to that school. But so if you stay in a certain block, it's like everybody in that block would click together and they'll be homies. And if since I was further down, like for instance, if I stay on 175th, then everybody in the 175th, 174th, so we go home towards the same area. So we all kind of clicked up, because when we go home, we all going home together, walking home, and everybody will branch off, to neighboring blocks. But then this other side, like maybe now, remember I said like 175th, 174th, 170 third. So now it's then they got 189th, 180th. They got 22nd Avenue. So it's like all the people that stay, all the little homies that stayed in them neighborhoods, they going home towards their little area. So they was their clique in their neighborhood and on their block, on their avenue, and we just formed the clique because we going home the same directions. You feel me? So it's like that's how we clicked up. But now when we get into school, we in the same class, and if you end up being cool with a homie, you cool with him. You know what I'm saying? So outside of school, you might you might go to that neighborhood because of the homie that you knew, that you met up in the school, and you'll go hang out by his house. There was never no pressure like that. There was no
Okay.
pressure. Yeah. So I was able to, I can go with Parkway. You can go to neighboring homies, neighboring homies' houses, and it wasn't no pressure. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But when it came down to wild, it's like it was before Parkway. It was with me, homie. It was like, okay, as far as being Haitian, we was always talked about that we was dirty. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and the parents, the growing up, the parents just pretty much, they was just strict. It was just discipline. A lot of Haitian parents, they just go to school and get you some type of education. So parents mainly was, they gonna discipline, but it's not really gonna communicate with you. So then when it came down to like different things, like, hey dad, you gonna get me these shoes? There was none of that. That wasn't happening. So when Haitians being picked on, so I'm like, man, forget this here. I'm gonna hang with some of the homies that's stealing cars. Cause I gotta get fresh. I gotta get me some new shoes. I gotta get the Scottie Pippens. I gotta get the Charles Barkley. I gotta get the Jordan. So me and a couple of the homies, we just started from some shoplifting. You know what I'm saying? From shoplifting, they started stealing cars. And from stealing cars, then breaking into houses. From breaking into houses, then robbing. And the list was going on. What some of us was willing to do to be fresh, to
Okay.
be accepted.
Mm. Okay. Now, at this, so, so if I'm understanding you, say, so you wanted to kind of like fit in, so you start doing a little street stuff and it escalated pretty much.
Yeah, and
Now,
escalated, exactly.
now, as you were escalating in your life in the street, was this around the time that the Zoe Pound came into existence?
But the Zoe Pound, it was already established. It just was a whole bunch of Haitian niggas over there in Little Haiti doing their thing. They was
Okay.
already doing their thing. So we just some Haitians and some Jamaicans and just doing our thing on our side. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay.
So they just was doing their thing, making their noise, and however that they was coming out, because they had it rough too. Because like Edison, which was one of the main schools in Little Haiti, that definitely was more populated with Haitians. But because Little Haiti was close to the Liberty City, they had it rough also. So it was a little bit faster, picked on, getting jumped on. So we wasn't getting jumped on in Cass City. It was just we was always like the joke of the crowd. But now in Little Haiti, they were pretty much be jumping on the Haitians. They had a little bit. The Haitians in Little Haiti had a little bit rougher and dealing with the people or the Liberty City characters over there, because they were just a little bit extra wild over there. You know what I'm saying? We just call them Yanks. We'd be like, man, them Yanks there, they was already fast, and they like fighting. That one thing I noticed about Black Americans. They're gonna fight. They like fighting. If you know how to fight, you know how to fight. But then you could tell the one that didn't know how to fight. But they mainly used to jump on the Haitians and Little Haiti. Well, in Cass City, that wasn't the case. It was always joke, joke, joke. They gonna joke on it, pick on you.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So when did you graduate from, you said, the small time stuff and get into the drug game? Now, how did that come about? Was that just a natural progression, or was it something like a specific event that got you into the game?
I mean, it was family. I mean, when I first like I was like 15, 14, 15, and family member had she used to her boyfriend used to have it. We used to be getting blocks and stuff like that. So she dating them. So she was pretty much was scraping crumbs and tapping. She tapping the blocks. You know what I'm saying? And coming and bringing them to me, because she knew I was wild. She knew, yeah, my little brother wild. So she was bringing them to me. I didn't know what it was. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I'm like, I think 15 years old. She bringing me like 2 ounces of
Mhm.
powder. So I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I call up one of my homies, and we go take it to one of the big homies that we know that be dipping and dabbing, but that ain't gonna take it from us. And the reason we knew him, because we used to steal so much stuff out of the breaking in houses. So we had so much guns. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we had so much guns, and so we're like, yeah, them little niggas. They looked at us and said, yeah. They're like, well, yeah, they got it. Even though we were selling them stuff, they knew that we had a lot of guns. So they're like, okay, if you try to do something or harm them, it's something. It might be going to be retaliation, because
Mhm.
we got graduated. Like, okay, these ain't just regular. Them boys ain't just stealing cars and terrorizing the neighborhood. These boys here got pistols now. So like I said, I took some of the powder that my family member gave me, and I took it to one of the big homies, and he was able to get rid of it for me. So that
Okay.
was me first time knowing that what that was, this powder. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you feel when he got rid of it and brought you back your money from that first time? What was that like?
It was. Shoot, money was money. Long as I had some money, it's like it didn't really matter. It's like I didn't know what it was, and it was something valuable. So I did research on it. It's like, okay, I just need to get rid of it. It's like while I was stealing everything, we go in the house. You're like, okay, you find the TV. Okay, this valuable, sell it. You found VCR, DVDs, whatever was valuable, we got rid of it and got the money. So once that was presented to me, like, okay, this is something that's worth some money. Okay, let me go ahead and get rid of it. And it's like, okay, this is what how much I got for it. Even though I think I got $600 for it, five, six. So me and the homie, I gave him his, but then I remember I told you, family member gave it to me, so I had to give them
Mhm.
at least half of it. And,
Right.
and and me and my little homie, we just split it. And I mean, we split probably $300.
Mhm.
So so I mean, that just was off one of them. So
Mhm.
I got two. So once my family members seen that that was successful, so every now and then She would tap her boyfriend and come bring me some, and I'll take it to that one homie and get rid of it. So it wasn't me. That was my thing because that soon stopped. So now none of that was coming no more. You know what I mean? So I just went back to, okay, who we could rob, which store we could go rob. You know what I'm saying? Who we went back just to robbing.
Okay. Now I've heard of this group, the Booby Boys.
The Booby Boys, the Booby Boys.
The Booby Boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how did that play into your story? Where did they come in at?
I mean, Booby Boys came into. I mean, them was some young niggas that was wild. At one time when I met Booby several times. I mean, it was a big homie that knew him.
Mhm.
One of my big homies knew him, right? And
He was also Haitian, right?
Yeah, he was Haitian. The Booby wasn't Haitian, but my big homie was Haitian, and
Okay.
he was more in their age group. So, and I'm like, maybe 17. So he knew we was wild 'cause we was out of Kansas City. Booby, that dude there was doing his thing. So the big homie, but at the same time, remember I told you, Kansas City had a couple of spots that was developed like projects also.
Mhm.
So Booby used to do his thing in this spot called the Matchbox.
Okay.
So the big homie was like, boy, like we was his homie. So he kind of he was just taking us around. So he kind of introduced us to Booby and said, and letting Booby know, like, yeah, these my little young niggas here, man. These young niggas, wow, you feel me? So Booby just he just looking at, okay, these some young wild niggas, but we was out of his league. You know what I'm saying? Them boys already was doing major things. We just young niggas just trying to find our way. You know what I'm saying? So where we was at, Booby already had passed that stage. So we still was just having a whole bunch of stuff and having and trying to sell it. He was already mastered inside as far as that dope game. He was already going back and forth out of town doing their thing. So them boys was already well established in what they were doing. They had traps and all. Like the Matchbox was one of their traps. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah. So we introduced him, but it wasn't oh, we hanging out with him. You know what I'm saying? Because the age difference was definitely. I think Booby got me about. He had me maybe like about 5, 6 years, if I ain't mistaken.
Okay. All right. Now now I know I'm jumping around a little bit,
Yeah.
but something I want to ask you about before I get back. Legend has it. I heard about a guy named Alex Harris and his yellow Lamborghini. That's
Yeah.
somewhat. Now is that an actual story or is that just like one of those?
No, that's the real story. That's the real story. Hey, he told his wife, right? She says, because he had the car, he had the car, right? So he vibing with his wife, and she said, you love that car, you know what I'm saying? He said, when I die, put me in it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So even though he said that as a joke, so when he passed away, hey man, but we not me not knowing that was after it was going to happen. So it just the word keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, boy, they got Al in the Lambo, man. I said, what? So I go to the funeral and I just see cars just lined up, homie.
Mhm.
They lined up. And I'm like, come on, I know this, they ain't lined up to see this man in his Lamborghini. And she actually put him in the Lamborghini when he did pass away years
Mhm.
later. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
he was sitting in the Lamborghini with a forgot it was a jersey with a hat with a chain. You know what I'm saying? And they had the back of the car. The way that they had the car, because the car was on, but they had the back of the car in a certain way that the exhaust was going outside. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And he just sitting in the car. And everybody cars was lined up just to see this man sitting in the Lamborghini. It wasn't even so much of paying their respects to him, but
Mhm.
wanted to witness this man is
Wow.
sitting in the Lamborghini.
And they actually buried the Lamborghini and everything.
They ain't do that.
Oh,
They
they
ain't
didn't
do
do
that.
that.
No,
Okay.
that was just the viewing. No, that would have been
Okay.
that would have been stupid. Even though the Lamborghini thing was kind of outrageous, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now they would have buried the Lamborghini with him. Now that's definitely would have been
Okay.
stupid. Oh,
Okay.
no. That just was the viewing, him sitting in the Lamborghini. But now when he buried him, they buried him traditionally inside of a casket.
Okay. And for those people who don't know, just give a little bit of overview of who is Alex and why was he so significant outside of
But
the Lamborghini?
I mean, I mean, he went back. Remember, I was telling you, he fought back in Booby them days, like
Okay.
when Booby was coming up.
Mhm.
So he fought in their little age group, and that's the thing. We was a little bit younger. Okay, put it this way, homie. We was the next generation
Okay.
after them boys. Put it that
Okay.
way.
So
Once them
Booby, Alex,
boys,
all of them were contemporaries.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Got you.
So
Okay.
so that's how that went. Yeah, that's the best way I could put it. So Alex already had did some time. So
Mhm.
he was just coming home. You know, he had just came home, but he stayed in the neighborhood. He stayed in that same neighborhood. So he was familiar with my little homie because he stayed in the neighborhood. So he was familiar with them. So like they knew my brother, my older brother, them, they were familiar because they went to school together. So
Mhm.
they were familiar with my brothers, them and everything. But my brothers them ain't get down with them. You know what I'm saying? So but Alex, some way somehow he had got himself jammed up before I even had the chance to meet him because I knew of him, but I never met him until he got out, and I was just doing a bid. So when he get out, we already established.
Mhm.
My little clique with Alex, the one that hooked me up with you, yeah, we already established now of when he gets out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
but he was definitely somebody a force to be reckoned with. Alex, 'cause his name was Alex too, and yeah, he was doing his thing, and his family. Put it this way too, homie. His family was kind of strong also. So
Mhm.
it's like it came from his tree and being in that dope game. He wasn't a stealing car or shoplifting. You know what I'm saying? And going robbing stores like that. Now that was the little clique that we was with, and we just kept graduating. But Alex, all we heard of him is just dope game. You know what I'm saying? And he was cut, and that was cut. He was cut from that cloth from his family because his family was strong in that game like that. But some way somehow he got jammed up and he had to go do some time. So
Mhm.
now when we get out there, I mean, so when he get out, he's seeing us and he just like, boy, y'all young niggas here strong.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, so now let me ask you this. Now I'm jumping ahead. Now, what was your introduction? When did you meet Zoe? Ali Zoe.
Well, I met Zoe. We was in I mean, my little homie that I grew up with knew Zoe because my little homie went to Northern. Zoe went. We went to I went to Carol City. Zoe went to Northern. So my homie that I grew up with in the neighborhood, he stayed in Northern. Okay, so he stayed in Northern. So he went to that. He went from Parkway to Northern, my little homie. Because
Okay.
Northern is like Northern is closer. Northern middle school, I mean high school is closer to where Zoe kind of stayed at. Zoe kind of stayed right there in the middle, but
Mhm.
Zoe from Parkway, Zoe went to Northern. My little homie, his grandma stayed close by me. So,
Mhm.
but then once he left Parkway, he went to Northern because that's where his mama stayed at. So my little homie and Zoe knew each other. So my little homie brought Zoe on the block. That's what we call the block. You know what I'm saying? So my little homie, his grandma house was the house that we called the block. That was the reason why the block was the block because
Okay.
his grandmama stayed there. So that's what when you heard about the block, it was my little homie's grandma house that was there, and that's when everything kind of the foundation of everything was right there at his house. But
Mm.
he knew Zoe, so then he just brought Zoe around there and introduced Zoe to her, like me, yeah, man, this is Zoe, man. And we
Mm.
just like we young niggas still, we still young niggas, so we like it's all good. He said he's straight.
So, what type of dude was Zoe? 'Cause I heard he had some hands and had like a lot of leadership quality. What type of guy was he?
I mean, Zoe, when he first came on the scene, Zoe already had his family had a restaurant already. So
Okay.
Zoe was familiar with Booby already. He was familiar with some of them guys because where them boys used to do their thing at, he had a restaurant on that same plaza. You feel me?
Okay.
So so Zoe, I mean, Zoe definitely was a troublemaker. He definitely was a
Okay.
troublemaker.
Okay.
He gonna start some trouble. But then when it came down to he had leadership qualities, man. But it just that some of the guys that sometimes to be a good leader, you just gotta look at your followers. So it's like you got good leaders, but it's like your following what was messing you up. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to got a whole bunch of foot soldiers and everybody's in line, but then there's another thing that you got a whole bunch of foot soldiers, but they all a lot of them. I ain't gonna say all, but a lot of them is undisciplined, and that was his issue. He was always he used to look out, look out. But then some of the people that used to be, that he used to round up, they just wasn't too loyal. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them wasn't Haitians neither. Majority of them wasn't Haitians, and that's what probably was the issue. But yeah, man, he gonna start trouble. He definitely gonna have people that's gonna he gonna rally some people up. It's just that sometimes the people that he rallies up, then we tend to like, boy, like the foundational clique which was me and a couple of other homies was like, man, I don't trust this nigga here. You know what I'm saying? And over time, that undisciplined, that flawness, it'll rear his head out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Zoe, and that was kind of Zoe's weakness. He gave too many people benefit of a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But now, from my understanding, despite all that, you all still became a major force. It's like when y'all generation replaced Booby and Alex and them, y'all were like them times two.
Yeah, we definitely even a little bit more than that, but because we had the flooding in. I mean, homie, it was coming. It was I mean, it was.
Yeah, legend had it that like every 3 days y'all are moving like 800 bricks. Is that accurate?
No, that's not accurate, man.
Okay, it's not. Okay.
I mean, let me tell you this here. It flowed through, but it wasn't being distributed that fast.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can have them. They was around, but the demand, put it that way, the demand wasn't moving as fast as the supply.
Okay.
So but then that's when people, and that's when I was saying that, okay, people come in, we trying to get rid of them, but then it's like it was always a hassle. It was always got to chase niggas down. It got to draw down on, like, hey man, where that bread at? So it couldn't move that fast because people wasn't too loyal. You know what I mean? Okay. So we couldn't put so much in so many people's hands. So it would come through, but it's like we couldn't give everybody 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? So to have that much and you only giving out 2, 3, because that's how much you only could trust some of these niggas with, because these niggas try to run off or try to pull a stunt or have a sob story, and we got to go ahead and check them, and we got to go ahead and take on all that they got in their possessions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always a sob story. You know what I'm saying? But it came through. I mean, it was definitely on the scene, but to be big homie is like to say that 800 came in today and Wednesday all of it gone. Nah, 800 probably will come in on Monday, and it's gonna take a while before everything's gone. But the only thing I can tell you, once we established some main, like when Alex, the one that with the Lamborghini, once he got out, so then and was doing his thing, he was able to take off. We could give him loads and move loads. You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning time, it wasn't happening like that. And I mean, yeah, it would pass through, but I mean, it would come through there, but it wasn't being distributed as fast as we was getting it. That's what it was. We wasn't distributing as fast as we was getting it.
Okay, gotcha. Now, Miami, my understanding, Miami is really diverse. Where you got Haitians, you got Cubans, Italians. When you all were doing y'all thing, did y'all ever have any issues with like the Cubans or Italians or anything like that?
Nah. We was a clique in ourselves. Nah, we were good. We ain't had no beef with nobody. Ain't nobody want to run up. Ain't nobody. And we wasn't actually the Zoe Pound either. You know what I'm saying? So we was affiliated with the Pound. I mean, Zoe was close with them boys, and And my big homie that I told you that introduced me to that introduced me to Booby, but he has strong ties with the Pound. You know,
Okay.
I'm still a Carol City Haitian nigga, and with my little cliques of niggas doing our thing. It was like it was like put it like this. These niggas here wanted to come and click up with us because we was making so much noise.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So we were pretty much labeled like them boys off the block. You know what I'm saying? That's what. But we were Haitian, which was mixed with Haitian and Jamaican.
Okay.
But affiliates of Zoe Pound would come and check. Booby Boys will come and check. You know what I'm saying? When Alex with the Lamborghini got out, they will come. Like everybody kept pulling up on the block to see like what's up with these boys here. These boys they're moving a lot of stuff. We were making so much noise. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't had to go out nowhere. But only when that happened, that's when Zoe wanted to start establishing different things, and that's when he branched off and wanted to the music start dipping and dapping into the music industry.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so all right, so you out there doing your thing, y'all getting really established. Now, at what point do you get caught? Like, were you part of that big indictment with Zoe and all them, or was yours separate?
I was hit up. I was hit up. I mean, I already had did my time. I already had got jammed up when I was the first one that got jammed up with some dope.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So once I get out, I get jammed up in 90. I get jammed up in 96, December of 96.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get out, and I get caught with one. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Haiti. So now once I get out in 2000. Them is they already kind of established. Zoe already got establishing a nice mean connect. You know what I'm saying? Which he just bringing them. You know, they giving it to him, and he getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't up to that big quantity yet, but definitely he would dropping off 30, dropping off 40. You know what I'm saying? And we would get rid of it. And that's another thing too, homie. It's like it wasn't just like one way. It's like if it's six of us might have 6 different lines out there that people just okay. Joe might have his little Haitian homie, and I might have my Haitian homie, or my other homie might have his Bahamian homie. So it was like the lines wasn't coming just one. It wasn't just coming from one person. It was coming from different individuals. You know, at one point Zoe was doing that was definitely bringing more. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely bringing more on the block. But then everybody still had their own little line that had people bringing in 20s, 30s also.
Okay, all right. So, all right. So you said you got caught in '97. So you did what? 5 years in the
No,
States?
I did 3.5 years.
In
I
the
did
Feds.
3 years. I did 3 years out of they gave me 42 months and did 3 years in the feds.
Okay. Now, what was the first? Now, did you go to a USP or FCI?
I went to a FCI, no USP, because I went to something in Petersburg, Virginia. I was too. I wasn't my my custody level wasn't that high for them to
Okay.
send me. You know what I'm saying?
All
To
right.
send me to no USP. So I did something in Petersburg, Virginia, and yeah, and I sat there for like a year or two, and I had another a state case that I had to come in and fight. I ended up and I sat in there. I sat back in the state for like another year in the county jail. So
Okay.
by the time I left to go back to the county Petersburg, I was ready to come home.
Okay. Now, what was the dynamic there? Like, like by the time you got there, like how the inmates click up? Was it by race? Was it by gang? By city, state? What was it like?
By state, pretty
State.
much. They're calling
Okay.
me Miami. From Miami, all Miami gonna hook up. Florida people gonna hook up, and if you're from Miami, you definitely gonna hook up. Cause everybody
Okay.
loves Miami. Miami just has a different swag, a different vibe about them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, they were calling me Miami, little Miami, and yeah, but they click up because I was in Pittsburgh, so Baltimore hung out with each other, Virginia hung out with each other, Philly niggas hung out with each other, a couple of New York niggas, and Florida hung out. With the state, it narrows down a little bit smaller, but with the feds, it's like by because they just send you anywhere Because in the state, if I get jammed up in the state, I'm gonna stay in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So cities are just click up. But in the Fed, they send you wherever they want to send you. You know what I'm saying? So then that's why this state individuals just click up. Like, where you from, man? From Florida. You know what I'm saying? And you just vibe and just see if they're real. That's another thing too. Even though they could be from your same state or whatever, you still gotta watch how they vibe too. But that's because you're from the same state. That don't mean that you real, that you deserve my space, that we could vibe also. But we'll be closer to hang out, to vibe with somebody in your state than somebody that's out your state. You know what I'm saying? Because they would definitely be moving way different than a Florida type of individual.
Now, was this fair joint Virginia? Was it a violent place, or was it one of those laid back? Like, paint a picture for me.
I mean, it was. I mean, I think if I'm mistaken, you was and when I was there, because it got wild. I mean, they were fighting because okay, I'll tell you, maybe 15 to 20 years. That's how much the most that they would give somebody that would be over there. So, but a lot of individuals coming home. You know what I'm saying? So if you coming home, you ain't got time to be wilding and stabbing and trying to kill and do harm to people because you coming home. They got a lot of 4-year people, 5-year people, 10 years people. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta date. I mean, it could go up to 20, but I ain't really see too many people that was walking around there that had a dub. I see a couple of maybe 15 years. So because you coming home, so it was considered a more laid back. But over time, it got wild after I got out. It got wild, more wilder. But like I said, if you coming home, homie, you ain't trying to you got a court date. You trying to get back home with your family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't nobody finna be pushing up on you now. You know, it was people. Ain't nobody that's gonna just try you. But at the same time, it's like it was more laid back because like I said, you got a court date. You know what I'm saying? You got a date to come on. You know, I mean, I'm 3.5 years. I mean, I just trained. I mean, I knew how to fight, but I didn't know how to coordinate fighting. So when I got there, I hooked up with this guy from Philly that was a trainer, and he just showed me how to box. I spent my time just training and boxing. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't fighting, shutting the compound down because they fighting, or shutting the compound down because somebody got stabbed up, or shutting the compound down because of another incident. Nah, it was every now and then a little fight would happen, but it wasn't as wild because, like I said, niggas was coming home, man. Niggas wasn't trying to be, yeah.
All right. So,
but USP, you definitely in trouble.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right, so you come home. Let me fast forward a little bit. It's the 2000s. It's like Haitian Media. You know, people going around calling themselves Zoes. People wearing Haitian T-shirts, wearing even Haitian and all this type of stuff. You know, because Zoe Pound, you know, really kind of took over the rap industry, so to speak. So how do you process that? And what was your thought from going back, thinking like, damn, at one point we had to like say we weren't Haitian. Now people who ain't even Haitian trying to be down with Haitians. I mean, I know you hinted to this a little bit earlier, but what was that like for you?
It's I mean, it was crazy. But I understood it because it's like, okay, now I want to be down. You know what I'm saying? I understand like they want to be down because they were seeing the value of Haitian now. You know what I'm saying? Of Zoe. You know, which was actually just meant a bone. When you Zoe itself just means bone. You know what I'm saying? And so once they seen like, boy, Haitian, it was over. Haitian ain't playing no more, man. So I'm like, yeah, now y'all want to be down. That's all this looked like. I'm like, I just used to like yeah, see who were the fake ones and see who was down with me and down with Haitians from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny, man. You know what I'm saying? It was funny just to see how everybody want to ride the Haitian bandwagon now.
All right. So let me ask you this. Speaking of that, what is because I hear a lot of different stories. As of today, 2024, is the Zoe Pound itself still in existence, or is it just gone into just a movement? What is actually the Zoe Pound today?
I mean, right now, the Zoe Pound, it's just like a movement, man. You know, I mean, It's a lot of the main players is still in prison. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you ain't, it ain't. It's like it's like that the Zoe Pound is fading out. Because what happened, homie, is that they ain't really established. What would have been great if they really became, and like I said, we young niggas and wilding. What, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, we can take this here and transition it from being labeled so aggressive drug boys and shooting niggas and doing all this wild stuff with it. And since we on did them started the music, since the music starting to establish, so let's establish more things with it. You know what I'm saying? But if we keep it in that way, it's gonna fade, which what you just was alluding to. If you keep it, if we keep it, that's okay, drugs and just or like basic little music industry, because it's like it seems like that's what everybody always try to do, be in the game and try to establish some music, and if it don't work, it's like it don't work. But don't try to establish any other thing. Don't try to establish like anything, any type of business, something creative, you know. So if they stay doing that, I mean, what happened is what happened. You know, once the major players and the thinkers be removed, it's like okay, it's gonna fade out, and it's pretty much fade out. It's like it's not like it's we got Zoe Pound, the Zoe mechanic shops and Zoe grocery stores and Zoe clothing line and Zoe entertainment or Zoe media group. It's like people just take the name and try to attach it to something, but as far as the original Zoe Pound, it's like it's pretty much like fade away. You know, people would give a shout out to them, to the Zoe Pound. Yeah, shout out to the Zoe Pound, but Zoe Pound itself is like, other than Alex that's trying to, you know, he's trying to see make something happen to it, make something happen with the pound. But other than that, and look at it, he been gone for almost 18 years. So it's like with him being gone, it's like, okay, who had the mantle in their hand and say we're gonna establish a Zoe Pound and make it a business, make this, you know, change what people think about Zoe Pound as an aggressive clique of Haitians that's out there was wilding, that was from Miami, you know what I'm saying? And nobody really took off, you know.
Okay. All right. So we got a couple of minutes left. I definitely want to just kind of, because I listened to your story, you know, coming from having to drop out of elementary school, you know, getting the hustling, robbing, you know, small
Yeah.
time fights into the big league, the drug game. So, and then going to prison. So, who is the walk of today? What's your life like today? How'd you like turn things around?
I mean, first off, it was not elementary. I didn't drop out of elementary. I
Oh, my
was
bad. Oh,
it was I mean, I got kicked
kicked
out
out.
middle school, but
Right, right, right.
I dropped out high school, which
Okay,
was
my bad. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
I got kicked out 10th grade year, and that's when
Okay,
I just like full street dude.
okay.
But from that, all right, put it that way. I grew up, you
Mm,
know. I grew up. It was like okay, I had to cut certain people off because certain people were still attached to that fast cash still. So it's like if I want to end up and shooting somebody or getting shot or going back to prison or being on the run, you know what I'm saying? Okay, then go ahead and say yes to these little schemes and these little plots to get some of that fast money. Or if you want to be more responsible, it's like, hey man, you gotta start saying no more. Pretty
mm,
much. You gotta start saying no more. Hey man, let's go to the strip club and just, you know, nah man, I'm good. Hey man,
mm,
let's go out drinking. Nah, I'm good, man. Then it'd be like, oh hey, I got a job for you, you know, at this place that you can go work at this medical company. Yeah, I say yes to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
mm,
basically saying you saying yes to the right things, man, and just saying no to the thing that you know deep down in your heart is what got you in certain situation in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
yeah, definitely more responsible because it's like I got a son, you know what I mean? And I got my family, you know. So it's
mm,
like I can't. It's a more responsible person, more respectful person, and just cut myself off from a lot of the guys. It ain't nothing personal. It's all about me now. So you know what I'm saying? Got more spiritual. You know, I'm able to pray more. You know, and try to find some type of guidance, but and get out of that street life because I'm 48 now. So it's like what I get jammed up now. It's like I'm gone. You know, they already. It's like what sense does that make? Even if it's a quick 100 stacks, it's always something gonna be attached to that. If it's 50,000, it's gonna be something attached to that. Something that money, it ain't as easy as you think it is. It might sound good, but it's gonna be something that's gonna be attached to that, and it's gonna cost you something. You know what I'm saying? So before you even get yourself in them situations, just be like, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And this the walk that you see now, the walk that's turning down opportunities to get fast cash. Is like, nah, I'm just staying away from that life.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. And I guess that's the best note, uh, conclude our interview on. So I want to
Mhm.
thank you for taking your time out your busy day to, to speak with me and go back over all that history with me. Man, I really appreciate it. I could talk to you for hours, but I know you
Oh
got
yeah,
things to
I
do.
know.
But this was good. I mean, I really enjoyed this. So any
Yeah,
last
yeah.
words, shout out you want to get to anybody?
I mean, shout out. First of all, shout out to you, man, for taking the
Oh,
time out to do
thank
this here. You know, I really appreciate it because
you.
you didn't have to do it. Shout out to Zoe, you know what I'm saying? Chip,
Mm,
you know, shout out to that boy there for lining this up. You know what I mean? And
mm,
shout out, and I got my big homie, Papa Zoe. He got a little radio show that he be doing, Papa Zoe show. So shout out to him, and and shout out to the fam, man. They know who they are, and that's
mhm.
pretty much it, man.
All
But
right.
yeah, I appreciate this here, man.
Yeah, me too. There, man. I definitely enjoy this. But there you have it, YouTube. It's another one for the books. I thank you for tuning in, and see you in next edition of Concrete and Steel Chronicles. Peace, YouTube.